All right, guys. So today I wanted to show you one of the problems we run into on on these engines and why building a race engine versus a stock engine takes uh, so much more time, effort, and why it's important to have an engine builder who is checking everything. Why the money spent for somebody who's doing these engines all the time, why it's important, why that extra money is spent for the knowledge of the person putting together the engine. Not just a matter of, oh, it takes X amount of hours to put together an engine. Why we charge what we charge to do an engine, and it's the simple stuff that can really ruin your day or cause engine damage. So here is one simple thing. Um, this is a 795 cc engine, stroker engine, one of our combinations. Rebuilding this engine for a customer who had some used parts, had a cylinder that was good, and had a head that was still in good condition. So mocked up this cylinder. It's not bolted down tight, but I have the dowels in there, and maybe you can see that cylinder is rocking. So, which means that the cylinder is not sitting flat. Now I've gone and I've scraped off the case sealant, so there's no case sealant underneath here. But I got an 11th thou filler gauge, and I can run that filler gauge between the cylinder and the case on the front or on the back, as well as on the front. So standard base gasket is 9 thou thick. Now if you put this base gasket on there and you put the cylinder on there, you probably wouldn't notice that those dowels are bottoming out. You probably wouldn't notice that initially if you don't check it in this way. But the issue is if you're putting the tension on the dowels, that means you're not putting the tension on the gasket, and this cylinder is also going to want to rock because those dowels are held up, so you're going to have issues with inconsistent torque across it, as well as issues with the base gasket leaking. So the thing is, this cylinder came off of an engine that was already assembled and already ran, and the dowels on that cylinder were not shortened. So that's how we're going to fix this engine, because the squish is fine where we want it to be, and I don't want to put a thick base gasket just to make up for something that's not already right. So we're going to shorten those dowels so it can sit down all the way and be proper. But it's fairly simple. Let's see. So how you can measure this and verify this is you can measure the height of the dowel. So that's at 290. And then if we come over here to the cylinder, we can measure that and see that there's a little bit of taper in that dowel, but for the flat area, it's bottoming out about 250. So there is a little bit of a taper on this dowel edge as well as in the cylinder, but it still means that there's not enough clearance there to work properly. So you can see down in that bore there's a little bit of a taper on the bottom, but you can also see where the dowel is bottoming out on the right in this edge right here. But So we're going to shorten that, make this fit proper. And that's just one of the simple things that that needs to be checked, that you should check, no matter what the parts are. I mean, this cylinder here, that's an $800 cylinder, and it has shallow holes for the dowels. I've seen, besides like the factory cylinders, I've seen a lot of stuff not be 100%. Chinese cylinders, I see them shallow. I see some issues sometimes with the radius here being too wide, where that will bottom out on the radius here and not sit flat. So simple things go a long way. Check, double check, triple check. Dry mocking stuff up really makes a difference. And paying for knowledge and experience is worth it versus paying just for time. Otherwise, you'll be back in the shop with a leaky base gasket or potentially worse. So, all right, guys, we'll see you on the next one, and thanks for watching.